Hello and welcome to What's Up Wednesdays from my new apartment in downtown Kansas City. Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of What's Up Wednesdays, a weekly video series where we show you what's going on in Kansas City, as well as the places that we will eventually get to travel to again with our company, Alternative Perspective Travel, on our exclusive day trips. This week I am talking all about how we can give this season, because we are less than 2 weeks away from Christmas. If you caught our video last week, I talked about how we can take a proactive approach to shopping and things that we can do inside to occupy our time, when and if we have another shutdown here soon. But just overall having a mindset of shopping locally and supporting the little guys. So this week I wanted to focus on giving and the ways that we can give within our own means. We don't have to do big grand efforts just to make someone's day or to show and extend some kindness to others. So these 5 ways are going to be very simple and affordable for anyone to be able to give. And so I hope that this is helpful to not only for yourself, but for everyone around you, because ultimately making an impact is something we can all do. And so I hope this is a helpful video for you all. So let's go ahead and get started. The first way you can give this season is to look for things in your household that you no longer need and find the need in your community for those items. So a good example of this is, as I've been moving recently, I had a lot of comforters and throw blankets and just an excess of blankets and sheets that I would no longer needed. And so I bagged it all up in trash bags and I brought it to the KC Pet Project facility. It's off of Swope Park Drive. I also donated a tub of stuffed animals to the doggos, so they have a little comfort animal to be sent home with. So hopefully those blankets and comforters will be of need to them, but I know of a lot of other shelters that I looked up who also needed the blankets. So animal shelters are really in need of this, and it's not really a place that you would think of as needing things, but they're constantly in need of cleaning supplies, leashes, treats, food, bins to store and do laundry, store items and do laundry in. Office supplies. We don't think about the workers who are there every day who need, writing utensils, whiteboard markers, things like that. So that is a really big need that we could probably all fill, is just looking for extra cleaning supplies, blankets, extra treats that maybe your animals don't like, to just bag it all up or put it in a tub and donate it to an animal shelter. The second way we can give this season is to donate items directly to the homeless shelters. There are a lot of resourced and repurposed stores that are doing amazing efforts for veterans and for our families in our area. So I definitely give credit to them for all of their hard work. There are, however, a lot of homeless shelters that get forgotten about and are always in need of items. So I will list the animal shelters and the homeless shelters down below in Kansas City, just the top 5 that I found as I was doing my search. So if you have some items that you could be donating, those are the places you can give that to. For homeless shelters specifically, some of the items that I found were in a huge need of course, canned goods and dry foods, clothing, shoes, household items, things that would be used every day, avoiding glassware because it's fragile. Blankets, they had a lot, some of the shelters had a lot of comforters, but others didn't have any, and they're always welcoming, more, so that's always a need as well. Hygiene items is a huge one, so deodorant, shampoo, conditioner, loofahs, things to clean with, towels. A lot of those items are going to be used at both places, so if you have a strong heart for animals or a strong heart for helping people, I really encourage you to pick one shelter of each and figure out what their needs are and just put together a little tub of items. One thing that I still need to do this year is to make an Aldi run and stack up on canned goods, because they're really affordable there. The Dollar Tree and the Dollar Store are also very affordable places to get food, and they have a really good selection. So if you can afford an extra $5 or $10 to pick up some extra towels, cleaning supplies, put together some food items, those homeless shelters and the animal shelters would really love to see those dropped off. So that is one thing that I've been putting together and hope to donate this week. And if you all have some things sitting around your house that you don't need or you would love to donate, I'm sure that those places would really appreciate it. So I'll link all the ones that I found below if you are in the Kansas City metro. And I encourage you all, no matter where you're watching this from, to see where the need is in your community and just give them a call and see how you can be of assistance this year. The third way that we can give this year is to drive around your city and see who's out there. You know, you don't have to go specifically to one pocket of the area to see people standing on the street, and it's so unfortunate to see because it's getting cold and you don't know what their situation is like. Maybe they're temporarily out of housing due to COVID this year, or maybe they've been out of housing for a long time and they don't know how to change that lifestyle to fix the situation. You know, getting out of a hard place is not easy to do, and it's, you know, it can be hard to donate money every single time that you see someone, but there's other needs that we can fill as well. So as I'm driving around and I see someone standing on the corner or in need of money or whatever it may be, I do have hand warmers in my car that I like to give, so at least an immediate need of being warm is filled, and it allows them to stand and wait a little bit longer. And when I do have cash on me, I of course will give that as well. But if you're driving around, you know, maybe that person just needs a drink of water or they need some food. So I've seen, you know, people give, you know, meals. They just buy the meal and drop it off to whoever they see. So that's a really big need that can be filled, and, you know, it could completely change their day. If you're able to get just a big bulk box of hot hands, or buy someone a hot meal from the nearest, you know, gas station or something like that, just to give them something to fulfill an immediate need of something warm to eat and something warm to keep their hands, you know, toasty while they're waiting and hopefully getting enough food to feed themselves and their family at the end of the day. The fourth way you can give this season is to donate toys to children and families who either can't afford toys or would otherwise not have any kind of a holiday season. A couple of organizations that are donating toys to causes like this is Operation Christmas Child. You can fill a shoebox and those get shipped to third world countries where they have zero Christmas at all. There's also Operation Toy Soldier, and this is an organization hosted by Lee Summit's Magic Tree. We got to make a visit last night and it was super magical. But they are donating toys to deployed and non-deployed military families, which is a huge need because of course military families aren't always able to be together, and there might be years before they get to see their loved ones. So Christmas and getting presents isn't exactly on the top of the priority list. And same thing with other countries when they need water and basic needs that we take for granted. You know, they don't have the option or the ability to provide Christmas and toys and things like that we get the privilege to do here in America. So Operation Christmas Child and Operation Toy Soldier donate toys from different communities that pool those together, and you can either ship them directly or you donate in a donation bin, and those get allotted to the families that really need it. The hope is that that will provide a smile to a child's face who maybe has never had a Christmas before or has never opened any toys. So it's a really special thing to provide for someone. And the fifth way that you can give this season is to just give your time and just give a little bit more empathy, doing random acts of kindness as often as you can. I'm kind of surprised when, you know, I make an effort to try to hold the door open for someone or to ask a cashier or a clerk, you know, how their day is going, and how few people do the same. And it's those little acts of kindness that make a huge difference. You know, spending a few minutes of your time to call up a family member to see how they're doing, to just ask, you know, the cashier or the person that you're ordering your food from how their day is going. If someone stops you on the street and they have a question, you know, it's spending that time to answer it instead of dismissing them. This happened to my partner and I just the other night. Someone had a question about whether the bus was coming, and we could have been like, oh, sorry, I don't know. But we took the time just for a split minute just to say, oh, I think it's this way, or you might be able to catch one at the other side of the street. So you never know what kind of day someone is going through, and regardless of wealth or status or where you live, you know, we all have problems, and you don't know what someone's going through. So just taking those few minutes just to see what that person needs, or being able to ask how their day is going, you don't know how big of an impact that's really going to make. So I really encourage you all to just spend your time and spend a little bit more empathy this season. Try not to be such in a hurry that we can't stop and, you know, fulfill a need if we are able to fill that, because again, that goes so far. And this might be a matter of reaching out within your community groups on Facebook, or just sending out a general inquiry. Hey, I've got this item I don't need anymore, who needs it? My partner and I did that with a couple of our items. We just wrote free and left it in the lobby, and it was gone within half an hour. So you never know if someone's going to need something that you have, or if they just need someone to listen to them and just talk through some things. It's hard to kind of let go of our pride and, understand that these times are hard, and that's really difficult to talk about. So if you give someone the time just to see how their day's going and truly listen, it can make a world of difference and make that person feel less alone. And if there's something you have in your house or a service that you can provide, or just some time to be a friend to someone that you don't know, that can completely change your life and change theirs as well. So all around, it makes a bigger impact on the world around you. So I encourage you all to use this season as a way of giving, to extend yourself to the absolute limit, do as much as you possibly can, not only just for Christmas, but going into 2021. It's going to be a rough, bumpy ride until we get things back to, more stable normality. The hope is that we won't go back to the way things were, but we'll, use this year to have reflected and make changes that are ultimately going to make a bigger impact for the better. Not just be consumed with what our needs are, but to always be looking to extend our hand to someone else and see what we can really do within our means, and using our resources to the absolute max. That's my ultimate wish for going into 2021. And in a couple of weeks, I'll do a video about our vision board and what we want to accomplish, and give some ideas on how you can do the same. But I hope that you all will be able to just make an impact within your community, and eventually that's going to impact a greater pool of people. And again, you don't know what one small act of kindness will do for someone. This Friday, we do have another Feature Friday episode premiering from Cafe Corazon. It's a beautifully owned cafe in Westport. It is so darling. They have incredible coffees. It's owned by a Latina family that are just so kind, and they put so much love into their drinks. So I hope you all are able to either carry out or dine in to grab one of those coffees or one of their yerba mates. Talk to them. So I'm very excited to deliver that interview this Friday. So tune in for that, and please subscribe and turn on your notifications so you get notified when that posts. But thank you all again for subscribing, liking, sharing our posts, hanging in there with us through these transitions and this weird season we're going through. Thank you all again for tuning in, and I hope that these tips were helpful this week to extend a helping hand and make this season all about giving. We will see you all next time. Bye for now. A couple of organizations you can do to donate toys is Operation Break. I keep wanting to say Breakthrough. It's Christmas Child.